Hey y'all, it's the final countdown. I'm closing in on week 15 and the sixth and final treatment. Whew. The 4-hour every 3 weeks Taxol carboplatin treatment has been a hairmageddon. My hair is a disaster. I'll show you a picture of what my hair looked like before chemo started for those of you who are new here. If it looks like I'm reading, it's because I am. Got a lot of things to say. I want to make sure I get them all in. And I'm not a professional YouTuber. So there. So just a little bit of an update. Like I said, we're week 15 since my first treatment, sixth and final treatment. My hair was looking pretty good through the fourth treatment. If you didn't know me, you would have noticed that, I had thin hair, but it didn't look bad. About 17 days after every single treatment, I get a real big shed. Obviously, the first one is the biggest shed, which is pretty traumatic. There's a video of my first shed posted. So now after the fifth treatment, we've just come up, we're at like 20 days from the fifth treatment. A lot of hair missing. It's, I just don't have much hair left. It's very thin. Curl pattern is disrupted, so it doesn't really know what to do with it itself. It's kind of going every which way. 3 weeks from now, after my sixth treatment, it will look like a very teeny tiny pile of hot garbage. It's just so thin and wispy. I kind of feel like the witch lady from Princess Bride. Insert a picture here if you don't know what she looks like. So the whole thing with cold capping is you're supposed to treat your hair during the treatment. You're supposed to treat it very gently, only washing it once or twice a week. No hair products, no blow drying. You're supposed to rinse and wash with cool water. I did all those things, but I think my 6 ovarian cancer treatments were just too much for my poor hair to handle. This is all that's left. I also have a couple of spots where, because apparently I got a big old jug head, the cap didn't necessarily overlap correctly. And so I have a real thin spot running like right here that's currently covered with hair. I lost more hair in those spots than just generally all over. It's not totally bald, but it is definitely much thinner. I also have this section right here, which I think on my first treatment, we didn't cover very well. And I lost a lot of hair right there. I mean, it was bald. It does appear that it's growing back, so that's good. It's a little darker now. It was like bright white from my, my never seeing the sun scalp. So that's encouraging. So I am seeing some growth here, and especially like in here, I can see little teeny like 1/8 hairs like sticking up. So that's good. So it is growing in during treatments. So that's a little bit encouraging. I lost more hair on this right side of my head than I did on the left side. Also, I have a little spot right here, again, where the parts of the cap overlap that I don't think were touching quite properly at the very beginning. But it isn't as pronounced as on the other side. Also, I lost my right eyebrow before the left one. I don't know. I also only sleep on my left side. I don't sleep on my right side. So that's not like, the hair rubbing off on the pillow. So I don't really know. It's just kind of funny. Both eyebrows disappeared 21 days after my fourth treatment. So going into my fifth treatment. So, just some things I've been thinking about going up into this whole thing, fifth treatment coming up. I can't help but be a little jealous of the people who've only had to have 4 treatments because after 4 treatments, my hair still looked normal. I see a lot of things online with people who not having the treatments that I did for ovarian cancer, their hair survived much better, whether they had 12 treatments, but they were only the hour-long treatments as opposed to 6 treatments, but then each one being 4 hours long. I think that's, much more chemicals coursing through the body, longer period of time. I don't know, but this is where we are. So like I said, I can't help but be a little jealous about those people. There are a lot of people online who are saying that they lost no hair while cold capping. I suspect many of those are like not really bots, but they're like made up profiles, whether people trying to sell the cold caps, the treatments, I'm not quite sure. Or they're people who are not being truthful with themselves or otherwise. Like, I don't see how you can possibly not have lost hair from the very beginning. Everybody sheds from, just by daily life. So cold capping can't stop that from happening. So, there's where I feel on that. I started with more hair than most people. Look at me now. I've lost a lot. I'll put in another picture of where I looked beforehand. We did everything we could to get the cap on correctly. It felt like it was on correctly. Didn't notice that it wasn't overlapping correctly. Everything felt cold everywhere I touched. So, that's just where the two parts meet up. The nurse who helps us every day said she's never seen a better team getting the cap on, and secure and doing everything we were, and that my outcome has been much better than others getting my same treatment. So, there's something to be said for that. The whole reason I chose to do cold capping was to not be bald for the whole treatment cycle. I had my first treatment 15 weeks ago. So what was that? The 1st of October. And I didn't want to be bald that whole time. So, mission accomplished. Hair's still here. Now that I'm finished and my hair looks bad, for what I consider looks bad, it doesn't look like my hair. Going forward, I don't think I will baby it. I won't be doing the washing it only, once or twice a week, because that's really horrible. I just didn't feel comfortable doing that. First couple of days were fine. Third day, I could put a hat on or a scarf. Fourth day, by the fifth day, when it was like wash day, I was like, I just couldn't take it anymore. Like, my scalp actually hurt. So, I won't be washing it every day like I used to, because now I realize I don't really need to. It doesn't look bad once the curls grow back. But definitely not doing it the whole like once a week thing anymore, because no. I don't really see the reason for it. At this point, it's not worth saving. I'll cut what's left, cut it shorter, let it all kind of grow back together. So then it will, just not look as, stringy. My hair grows really fast. I've worn it real short in the past, so none of that's going to be a big worry for me. By cutting it shorter, it will give it a little more volume in like these areas, because the curl will curl up. Now, right now we're in the middle of winter, so everything's a little drier. So the curls don't have the advantage of, high humidity of summertime or whatever. So I typically cut it a little shorter in the winter just because the curls don't curl as tight. But it's, it's definitely stringy. Not my favorites. So as we go on, I will keep you all posted on any of the regrowth. I mainly made these videos to show others going through ovarian cancer treatments, what they might expect if they decided to cold cap. But I wouldn't have changed a thing at this point. Like I said, mission accomplished, kept my hair, was not bald through any of the treatments. So now we're going to move on, go forward. Cold capping was a hard process. It made each one of my treatments 6 hours long, lots of sitting, lots of, you got to unplug, pause to go to the bathroom. So it is a process. My family and friends, I'm sure, are sick of hearing about me and my stupid hair for this entire 15 weeks is literally all I think about, which is bad, and I shouldn't say it's all I think about. There are, weeks where I don't think about it. And then once it starts coming out in gobs, or I'm vacuuming, then I start thinking about it some more. It was kind of all encompassing for me because it was my hair is such a big deal to me. Didn't think it was until somebody's like, you're going to lose all your hair. And I also realized that, in this age of masking, when we go out places, in the past, because last year we would go out and we'd have a mask, people would recognize me because my hair, even if I had a mask and sunglasses on, they would know who I am. Recently, we were at an event outside. I was wearing a mask, had my sunglasses on, and people didn't know who I was. I had to take my glasses off and pull my mask down or tell them who I was. So didn't really realize that it was such a big part of my identity of how people identified me when they couldn't, see my face or whatever. So, my husband, he has been super supportive and positive through the whole thing, swearing that it doesn't look bad, but he's very truthful. He's like, it doesn't look like your hair, but it doesn't look bad. So, and I believe him because he's the kind of relationship we have, he would tell me if it looked bad. So, he stays with me for the entire treatment. He helps me get my cap on. Then he sits there for 6 hours. He always listens to me complain. And I could not ask for a better partner through this and through life. Like I said, he's been there for me 100%, doing research, on the cold capping, doing research on side effects, doing research on the treatments. Anytime I had a question about what was going on through any of these processes, he always had the answer because he had already researched it. So, so that made everything easy for me. So thanks for listening. I hope, if this helps you or helps somebody you love, then this series did its job. Like I said in past videos, I did these videos because I could not find any information on what cold capping looked like during the process. Lots of videos, lots of pictures of hair growing back, people who didn't cold cap or people who cold capped, but then didn't take any pictures or post anything until the end. And then it was all post chemo, post final chemo, 15 weeks, that kind of thing. Well, I wanted to see during chemo, week 8, what did it look like? So these 4 little videos, that's what I was able to accomplish with those. Like I said, if it helped you, mission accomplished. And I am happy that I could help everyone. I will be posting from this point on little quick, probably reels or shorts, something just to kind of see so that you can all see like how it's finally growing back, how quickly it grows back. But I don't expect it to look back to normal until this time next year. Based on everything I've seen, it's been 6 or more months before it starts looking like your old hair. So that's where we are on that. Feel free to post any questions. If you have some, I'll obviously be checking that. And see you soon. I love you all. Thanks for listening. Bye.